You're listening to The Hardpoint with Onexpunchxdad and Code Rome's.
Welcome back to The Hardpoint, episode number 62. 62, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting up there. We're getting long in the tooth. My name is Over the hill, but we're way over the hill. We're going back down the other side. My name's Josh. I go by Onexpunchxdad online.
My name's Cody. I go by Big C Murd.
Yes, he does. Big C Murd, large C Murd, extra large. I don't think they make extra larges at the restaurants anymore. No. I wish they did, though. You remember when you could biggie size things at Wendy's?
No.
No? You don't remember the...
No.
Oh, well, maybe I just dated myself a little bit. And we are... I'm so happy this week. We are joined by a special guest, a friend, a dear friend in the content creation scape of things. Just someone who's doing a lot of delightful work out there. She goes by War Hamster. Welcome, War Hamster. How you doing?
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
Welcome. Welcome. Such a delight. Short notice to be sure. I felt like we needed to bring in a third. We're gonna start doing that. Yeah. Me and Seamerd been talking about bringing in a third, and
it feels good. It feels good to have a guest again. He texted me yesterday. He's like, "I have a guest for tomorrow." All right, let's do it.
Yeah, man. I spur of the moment. I was like, you know what? We're gonna spice it up a little bit this week. But I'm really excited to have you here. It's this week, this month, this year is by many accounts going poorly for the world. It's been a wild couple of weeks. Is that
R.I.P. Luca?
Wait, Luca, what happened?
Are y'all on that?
Hold on, what happened?
Maybe not. Maybe that's very local. Luka Doncic got traded.
Oh, from the Mavs. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. What sport is that?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, listen. Full disclosure. Cody is the sports expert on this show. He follows sports very closely. He's a stats guy. I am like the guy who reads the inside flap of the book and tries to pass the book report. Like I know very little about sports, so much so that I didn't have a clue what he was talking about just now.
It's a huge deal in this area, so I was just trying to see,
why is it
how
a big deal? What happened?
Boy, it's a long story, but he got traded, and everybody is losing their mind because he was not supposed to be traded. The GM went rogue. People are canceling season tickets. It's a huge, huge deal.
Oh, my God.
A big deal in the sports world, so that's why I threw it out there to see, has it made its way outside of the sports world? It does not seem like it has.
Did you...
And is he your boy?
I liked him. I'm not losing my mind, but, people are losing their mind.
Did you? The only thing that I saw about this that actually made me mad, because again, complete detachment from this. I'm not even in sports. Like I'll watch some baseball and a little bit of football. Don't follow basketball at all. But I did see a TikTok of this dude after a game. I guess a game that he did very well, or I don't know if it was a championship or some a playoff. He was standing there dapping someone up, and he was holding a beer. And someone, I don't know if it was a GM or someone, came by and took the beer out of his hand while he was like celebrating and was like, not on camera. And he was just like,
yeah, that was Luca.
Yeah, that's him. That's my connection to this story is that this dude was having a good night because he was did good at the sport game he plays.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, R.I.P. Luca. Yeah, just more icing on top of the cake, with all the other shit that's going on. Other than that, I don't know. The current events to me, I feel like if I get into it, we're just gonna have a bummer of a time. But this does seem like a good time to transition to what are you crushing for this week?
What are you crushing?
Hammy is new with us, so Hammy, what are you crushing? We talk about what are you watching, What are you playing? What are you reading? What new yoga stretches are you doing? What fruit bar did you find at Walmart that just tastes really good? Changed your life. So we'll kick it to you as our guest. We'll give you free firsties on what are you crushing.
I'd say, I can't remember the name of it, but I'm really into the psychological thrillers.
Sure.
I love things with like good twists or things that kind of make you think. There was a really good movie that came out recently. It's called The Heretic.
Oh,
have you guys seen that?
I haven't seen it, but I'm familiar with it. It's the one with Hugh Grant and the Mormon girls come to his house. Okay, I'm familiar with this movie.
Yes.
I have not seen it, but I've heard it is absolutely terrifying.
Ooh.
It's very good. It's not a jump scare kind of deal. They play. I think it's by A24 or 24A, whatever the company is. And they do a very good job playing with like the viewer's mind in terms of who you think is important, where it's going to go, how it's going, and it very plays with your mind. It kind of touches on a couple different things, and it's a very good brain twister. If you want to get thinking, that's a very, very good one.
I love psycho thrillers. That sounds right up my alley.
I gotta know because I grew up watching Hugh Grant in like Bridget Jones's Diary. And I don't know whatever the hell else he was in, but is he a good bad guy?
Excellent. The acting is phenomenal.
Okay.
Even for the whole entire cast that's there, which I think is only a couple people.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It really is. It's very, very good.
Awesome.
Very, very good.
Awesome. That's like I think that's the seal the deal review, Cody. That like enough people have said you need to watch this.
Yeah. What streaming platform are we talking?
Yeah, what'd you watch it on?
Oh gosh, I can't remember off the top of my head. I might have even. I don't remember if I got it or not. Maybe it was on Apple or Hulu.
I'm going to ask you this question for the group, I guess. If there's a movie you want to see badly enough, do you go to Amazon or whatever like platform? Do you ever rent a movie that's like if you don't have it on your streaming? Do you ever rent a movie that way digitally?
I will. That is reserved for a movie I really want to see. There's too many free options to pay for something that you're just kind of like skimming by.
Yeah.
It's got to be a very specific movie, but I will.
Yeah. Yeah, that's if I want to see it badly enough, I would because normally
if I want to see it badly enough, I'll go to the theater. I love the movie theater. So
what?
It's like one of my favorite things.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go to the theater for like the big ones. Like if there's usually
I can't tell by her reaction. Do you like the theater or do you hate the theater?
No. I haven't gone to it like the theater in probably like 15 years.
Really? There's certain movies that so Cody and I are big Dune nuts. We love Dune Part 1 and Part 2 that came out in the past couple of years. And I will tell you, I loved those movies in theaters, but watching them at home is kind of like, and not that they're bad, but that first initial experience in the theater was a game. You gotta get back in the theater.
Yeah,
no,
we're gonna have to change
absolutely
that.
not.
Come
so
on,
magical.
No,
it's
not worth it. Do you guys remember the clown guy in Colorado?
Well, okay, that stuff does happen.
Never. No.
But,
no.
That is a risk I'm willing to take.
It is not one I want to take.
Listen. Pack your little purse piece.
Yep.
Sit near the exit.
38.
There you go. Yeah, sit near the exit.
The exit for getting out of it, it's just terrible. It's a U. There's only two, and then it feeds into another theater. It's ridiculously not well planned.
I agree. I feel that fear in a lot of places that aren't the theater, though. I even in the theater, I am vigilantly aware of like who's around me right now, who's around me, who might come in here later. I feel that. It's valid. But the theater.
It's also because I don't have kids too, so.
I mean, even if you're by yourself, because if you're by yourself and you don't have kids, if you hear pop, 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 no,
no,
it's time to break into a dead sprint.
I am not that. So no, I'm not that aware. You think I could do that and have like my head on a swivel and be scanning people, identify a suspicious person?
Well, maybe. Okay, well, you don't have to identify. If you don't,
I don't have the qualifications for that.
I'm conditioned just because I have kind of a natural like fear. I guess let's call it a fear of an active shooter situation where if I hear pop pop pop, and it sounds close enough, and I don't have any children with me, I'm fitness test level. Like let's leave it all on the table.
Oh my god!
You gotta sit at the very top corner seat, the furthest.
No, because then
the worst spot to view
you're
the movie.
Farthest from the exit, and
That's the worst
and
spot
it's
to
the
view
worst
the movie.
part. Okay, Hammy, what was the last movie you saw in a theater?
I couldn't tell you. Probably, I don't know. The last, my memory is actually really bad. But
what's my name?
I remember Cody.
Okay,
see, you're batting 1,000 right now. You don't remember the last movie you saw in a theater? Did you like the last movie you saw in a theater?
The last memory I have of being in a movie theater is Finding Nemo.
Wow,
really?
I know I've seen some after that, but that's the last memory I have.
I think
is there any book or game that could be made into a movie that would get you into a theater?
That would bring you back?
No.
No? Dang.
No.
I think
there's nothing that can get me to a movie theater. Heck no.
Here's my hypothesis, Sammy. The last movie you actually saw, since you said your memory's not good, I'm just going, this is your words, not mine. The last movie you saw was probably boring as shit. And you
think Nemo was boring?
No.
How dare you?
That was the last. That's the last one you remember.
Wife?
That's the last one you remember.
How dare you say that about Marlin's wife? Heartless man.
Nemo's wonderful. I think the last movie you saw in a movie was probably like The King's Speech or something like that. And you
Who?
Yeah, exactly. And you pushed it from your memory, and it was like, I'm never going back there again.
Yeah.
I just can't recall. The clown man scared me. I'm done.
Yeah. No.
Okay. I don't even remember what
it was the active shooter when The Dark Knight Rises.
That was the Batman
in Aurora, Colorado. He had dyed his hair crazy and was wearing like armor and stuff, and they were watching Batman, and he came in through the exit doors, which are terrifyingly enough down towards the bottom where the screen is, and yeah, it's a sketchy thing, yeah, and it absolutely like factors in to me going to the movie now. It gets a vote, and it does disrupt that sense of comfort. I used to have such a sense of awe for the movies.
I did too.
And now that, going to the theater, and now that's kind of dude messed it up. So,
well,
but anyway,
I'll remain going, and you guys can stay home.
I'm going. I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit, but we gotta figure out what's gonna get Hammy back in the seat. It is also exceedingly expensive to go to the movies now also. So the price differential is probably the thing that's going to catch you off guard more than anything, Hammy.
The price shock you would have
if
the last time you went to a movie was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
What's the price now for like okay, well, the popcorn is the only thing that might tempt me to ever go back. I miss the popcorn so much.
0% APR financing for 5 months on that popcorn. It is wildly expensive. For me to take 4 of my kids and myself to see Kung Fu Panda 4, get 2 buckets of popcorn and 2 bottles of water was $160.
I was hoping you were going to say something that was 3 digits, but the way you were leading that up, oh my lord. Yeah.
To see Kung Fu Panda 4.
Now, if you buy the senior citizen ticket, you can save a few bucks, and they don't check.
They never check.
Who's acting as a senior citizen?
They never check.
They never check.
Oh my god!
Yeah, you
of
can shave a few
check.
bucks
they just
off.
Don't say anything.
That employee does not care.
If
they can flash big red on their screen, don't let this guy in. They don't care.
Yep.
If they look at you funny, you just kind of look, oh, I remember VHS tapes, and they're like, oh yeah, you're fine. They let you in.
I love VHS tapes.
Yeah, me too. Don't be kind.
Great.
Be kind. Please rewind. Cody, we'll flip it to you for this one. I'll crush last this week. What are you crushing this week, man? Talk to me.
Were you done, Hammy?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if you crushed more than that. I have not been crushing a whole lot. I wanted to take a moment. I don't know if this is where you were going, Josh, or not.
You can
reflect on
you go for it, man. I've got a reserve. You take this one.
I want to reflect on our Saturday night that we had. We're Xbox buddies, but we haven't been able to play that much recently. And I convinced him to download PUBG. Are you aware of PUBG? Yeah, all right. So me and Josh used to play it back, years ago when it first released. And it was really, really rough, but it was fun. And I've gotten tired of Call of Duty lately and all of its Fortnite, gloriness. And that's all it is. It's a first-person Fortnite. And I'm just over it. I'm over it. And so I wanted a slow-paced, high-tension, tactical experience. And a few years ago, PUBG gave us that. So I went and downloaded it. I told him, download it. We're going to play it tonight. And we had so much fun on Saturday night playing PUBG.
It was real fun.
So much fun. Yeah. It
was a good
time. Winter chicken dinners, unfortunately. We did.
Oh, no.
We did, I think, get fourth was our best finish. But
That's
the rest
good.
were top 10 finishes. It's fun.
It
sounds like you're familiar.
Oh, yeah. Do they still have Pochinki, or did they wipe that map yet?
It rotates.
It rotates?
I'm not going to say every, because I do feel like we had maybe a repeat once, but we played at least
4 or 5.
Yeah. There were different maps on a rotation. Massive. Like,
yeah.
we've been playing Warzone for a long time and just kind of thinking that was kind of the crux of the Battle Royale. Being completely wrong. Got it. But no, it is 3 or 4 different biomes or maps
GTA
or whatever.
5 map size. Yeah. Just massive, massive map.
It is. And they cleaned the game up very well. This game, it needed some years to incubate, because when it dropped in 2017 when we started playing this,
or around there.
But it runs very clean. It's very streamlined. They've gotten in a lot of the menus and made it a lot easier to go through your inventory and stuff like that. The learning curve, the learning differential was pretty easy to overcome, and by the end of the night we were rocking and rolling. That was a good time.
And you're
I'm ready to play
controller?
it again.
I always play on a controller. I tried keyboard mouse for a long time. Are you a keyboard mouse girly?
That's PC Master Race, of course.
I get it. I do a little gaming on PC. When Helldivers came out, I got that on PC, and I tried a round on keyboard mouse, and I felt like I was angering the people that I was playing with. So I switched back, and it was it
feels like brushing your teeth with your left hand.
It does, yeah. You ever
totally?
You ever tried to sign your name with your left hand? That's what keyboard mouse feels like for me. It depends on the game. Like if I'm playing like a Diablo type where I'm clicking and going through a lot of inventory and menus and stuff like that, that feels like a more natural. Or like Stardew, you know what I mean? Like Stardew is a great point and click game, but first person shooter, I got to have my sticks. You know what I mean?
Here's the problem. I have 30 years worth of controller ingrained in my brain. I don't know how to undo that.
Yeah.
It would take another 30 years to get used to a
Sounds like a 30-year handicap right there.
Dang. Oh man.
Well, PUBG.
Yeah.
I'm ready to. I've actually been wanting to run some solo rounds just to.
Solo chicken dinner. Let me just say, I wouldn't go to work the next day. I would party all day.
That might be the last time I ever game.
I would just
hang it up right there.
I'd walk away a king. I'd walk away happy. Yeah. Solo chicken dinner.
Do you play PUBG now? You reacted to that? No. Okay.
No, I used to back in the day when everybody would raid Pochinki before Fortnite, and then Fortnite came out, and then they changed the map, and then ever since then, I haven't gone back. But
are you open to trying it again?
I am. You guys are kind of selling me on it. I'm
Hammy,
not gonna lie.
it's time.
I'm a little tempted.
It's time.
Trio.
So weird story, and I don't think I talked about this on the podcast last week. So Cody had mentioned on the podcast like, hey, we maybe need to try Fortnite, and then he texted me. I want to say it was like Friday night, maybe. He was like, dude, I'm downloading Fortnite. I'm getting into it. It looks great. It looks awesome. Not 20 minutes later, Tyler Butterworth, texted me out of the blue and was like, brother, PUBG is back. PUBG is back. And I was like, dude, everyone is hopping back on the PUBG train right now. I got to see what this is about. So PUBG might be in the middle of a renaissance, and we just don't know about it. But we played the other night for about 2.5 hours, and we had a gas. So
oh wow,
yeah, it's worth checking out, and it's free. It's free. It costs you nothing.
We were gonna play Tarkov, but it was like it wasn't free. I was like, PUBG's free.
We're cheap.
Anyways,
we're cheap. Anyway,
we are. That's it. That's really all I got going on right now.
PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. No, it was a good time. My crushing this week, very quickly here. I have been in kind of like an option paralysis with what to watch right now. I'm kind of distracted because I'm working on stuff, and I don't really have the attention to just like fold my hands and watch a show right now. So I wanted to put on something that I enjoyed, that was comforting, that I'd maybe seen before, but not like short, like not a The Office or anything like that. I put on Black Mirror. And I have to say, I forgot how wonderful Black Mirror is. It is such a good show.
What season did you go with?
I started from the jump, man. Started from 1-1.
Wow.
Started 1-1. There's some really upsetting stuff in Black Mirror. There's some really heinous kind of, but none of it is presented in a way that feels gratuitous. Like they're not trying to gross you out. They're not trying to upset you on purpose. They're really trying to point to everything in that show points to the risk of technology and the risk of like, what if this technology grew to such a point that you could murder people with it, or digitally imprison people with it, or, all that stuff, which I find very fascinating, because that stuff, the things that kind of feed those episodes are happening all around us right now. And that's very kind of sobering to think about. So watching it now, honestly, like I think the bulk of the show came out before the advent of like all this AI stuff.
I was going to say, I bet there's some episodes early on that at the time seemed to be very futuristic and are probably a reality right now. It is
very eerie, and they don't get everything right. There's some stuff that's just like, okay, this is like some like fantastical futurism type stuff, but there's a lot of stuff in that show where you're like, there's some stuff in that show where I think they thought it was very future-y, and now in 2025 it's like, oh, we have that.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, that's like, we actually cracked the nut on that one. So, but it's a wonderfully shot show. I love that it's an anthology. I love that every episode is just new director, new actors. From just an enjoyment standpoint, it's very. I love the vibe. I love that each episode is a different vibe, and as it goes, it kind of gets better with actor involvement and stuff like that. So. I'm back on. I'm probably about 2/3 of the way through Black Mirror, and I gotta say, it still holds up, baby. So
I might need to. Have you seen every episode?
I have not seen the most recent stuff to come out, and they actually just teased more Black Mirror that's getting ready to come out. I want to say sometime this year.
Yes.
But I think the last season that I saw was the one the season that had like the Miley Cyrus. Alexa Robot one, what else was in that season? The one with Anthony Mackie where he's playing like VR Street Fighter and ends up like falling in love with his best friend. That one.
Oh yeah. That was such a bizarre episode.
That was so weird. That's the stuff that I'm like,
I love it. I eat that up. It's so good. I'm just like,
it's good because
I need more.
It is. There's an element of it that's like plausible in a weird way, and I feel weird saying that, but like, hey man, hooey. Anyway,
have you seen them all, Tammy?
Oh yes, I have seen them all. Anything that's dark and twisty, I love.
There you go.
Much.
There you go.
I love it.
Have you seen? This is totally random. A show on Netflix called Dark.
You know, is that the one in German?
Yes.
I pressed play today, and then they spoke in German, and then I turned it off.
Oh wow!
Nothing against Germans, but it looked really good. But I was like, I've actually never heard anything about this. I'm not sure. Maybe I should do some research. And then by random happenstance, you just mentioned it. Is it good?
I haven't. I've had it recommended to me numerous times. I haven't watched it. It's one of these where, like, if you watch the trailer, you're intrigued, but you have no idea what the show's about. I don't know anything I just saw. You know, it's kind of one of those. It looks good. So you don't like anything like Squid Game? Did you watch that since it had subtitles?
Oh no. I love subtitles. I'm a big. I mean, I have a Demon Slayer mouse pad right here. I love anime, all that stuff. It's just I don't have any reputation in consuming, like, specifically like German or even Spanish. Those aren't really the more common ones that like Netflix will consume.
Right.
Like Korean or like even Russian shows.
Yeah, there's I think it's a Spanish show called Money Heist that's always on my queue.
That was good.
Did you watch that one?
I did, but I think that's the only like Spanish one I've seen.
Okay.
But yeah, I
now
just
you
haven't
can do
had
the
any
English
experience.
over, the English dub, but it's kind of weird. You know what I'm talking about?
It is, and I tried that with Dark, and I was like, okay, I'll just change it to the English dubbed over. And I was like, I know dub isn't going to be great. And in the first 5 minutes, the guy has like 5 lines, and the voice actor goes like blah 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 blah, but all the German goes, the German actor just basically goes like bah, and then so it's like one mouth movement, and then the like American voice is coming in and going and trying to like get it all in one.
If I'm watching like anime dub is not a problem. I mean, I have kids, so honestly, if I want to watch an anime, it's probably going to be in a dub. Live action dub, it better be good.
Pretty rough.
It better be rock solid. Or else I'm gonna have to wait till I can just take it in with subtitles.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Dark is gonna remain in the someday category, the maybe someday category.
Mm-hmm. It looks good though. The trailer does look so good.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be one of the better like I guess horror thriller series out there.
Oh, dang it.
Sorry.
I'll try it again.
Let's all commit to watching Dark.
Oh no,
Yes.
I don't know. Sign me up for a check. I can't. My ass can't cash. Good crushings, gang. Good crushings.
Yeah.
Love
I might revisit Black Mirror.
Black Mirror.
Yeah.
If anything, like there's clunkers in that, but it's not. Here's what I love about Black. Wow. Here's what I love about Black Mirror. It's not sequential, right? Like every episode is a standalone story. You can go back and be like, that one sucks, but this one, it's awesome. Play.
Yeah.
And you can just kind of pick and choose at that point. So
that is my only issue with an anthology is you do have to kind of wade through the not great episodes to find the great episodes. Even if there are more good ones.
If it was like a weekly release and like I got that one week where it was just like the bad episode, I'd be like, I don't know about this show. But now that, it's streaming, so they just put it all out and you just kind of pick and choose and have to go in order. You just watch it however you want.
It's true. I forgot to mention Severance. Are you watching Severance?
That sounds so familiar. Oh, it's yes, it's the one with the all white rooms. I got a little bit into it. It wasn't high speed enough. It was a little dry. But
slow.
I love the premise. Yes, it's slow
paced.
Yeah.
Is it good? Is it worth the investment?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's 10 out of 10.
Really?
Okay. So this is a new development because Cody's been checking in on Severance season 2 for the last couple weeks, and it's up to now Severance season 2 has kind of left him wanting. Did it finally pick up a little bit?
Yep. Last week I gave it 2 thumbs sideways so far, and this week
Sideways?
Are we tilting? We're tilting up.
They're turning.
Are we starting to pay off some of those soft tee ups a little bit finally?
Yes. Episode 3, back to form. 10 out of 10. Best episode this season so far.
Wonderful. Good. Yeah. I'm glad. I know how hyped you were on season 1, so it's good. It's good they finally turned that corner.
Go Severance.
Go Severance. Cool. Yeah. So hey, Hammy, let's talk about you. Again, I just want to say thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule. I know you're busy. You're making stuff constantly, which is impressive. It really is. It's not. This is something that I say to people a lot. Even if all you want to do is something quick, you're just pulling your phone out and telling a joke. It's never free, right? It's always, you got to think about what you want to do, and you got to think about what your people want to see. I guess the thing I want to ask most content creators when they come on the show is what made you pull that phone out the first time? What made you think, hey, I'm gonna don a persona and I'm gonna tell some jokes, or I'm gonna do whatever I do?
Very good question. Gosh. When I first started, I was a medic, right? So I'm very much aware, as I'm sure you guys are, but from different ends, how the reputation of that military medicine has, right? Sometimes we drop the ball, sometimes we drop it a lot, sometimes we don't drop the ball, sometimes it's great. Specifically where I was at, there wasn't a lot of, it's not that medical was bad, but with, not getting an appointment 3 months out, long, super short appointments, you can talk about whatever you want, but officially you can only talk about 2 things at a time. And, just being very passionate about helping people, I just kind of understood that there was this gap of trust. So I kind of just wanted to go in and show that, like, the lightheartedness, and that there are people that care, because unfortunately there are people that also really don't care. And that's kind of hard to see, but everybody has their own reasons. Everybody has their own tribulations they have to go through in life. But that's really kind of what started it, is I just wanted to kind of bridge that gap and give medical, just show that, genuine care, I guess, is the best way I can put it.
And I feel like, I think a lot of people's initial reaction to that, and maybe I love what you do, and I think I probably would have done it the same way, because I'm like you. I prefer to have a laugh, to be energetic and kinetic. Was there ever a moment where you're like, well, maybe I've got 2 ways to do this. Maybe the one side is, hi, I'm so-and-so, and here's some things you would like to know about healthcare in the Air Force. Or the other path, which is, we lean into the jokes a little bit, and we start using that humor to educate people. Did you ever make that choice, or was it ever a thought? It was just like, hey, I like to laugh, so let's just use laughter as the vessel for this, and rock and roll.
I would say that I would never feel confident enough in myself, because it's always called practicing medicine. You never stop. So you never stop practicing. There's never nothing new to learn. There's never a new way. There's never not a new way to do something or to treat something. So for me to come in, lower enlisted, just like an EMT, it was never a thought to kind of educate people unless it was kind of standard stuff. And just naturally, I'm more of like a goofy individual, and I'm kind of also like a homebody. And it just so happened that when I was just making videos by myself, that I was able to actually be myself. And that just kind of transpired. And it was really refreshing. It's actually something I haven't had in a very long time. So I was very grateful. It was kind of only ever linear, because I'm never going to be confident to be like, hey, because even if you say, drinking water is good for you, well, if you drink 30 gallons of it, you're going to die. So, it's like anything in medical can be taken this or that way. And then I also noticed if I would kind of give some medical things here, civilian EMTs, they have a different scope of practice. So there would be some discourse of saying, oh, you can't do that. And it's like, well, in the military, you can, because yes, you're an EMT, but you can do all this stuff, especially for if you ever go downrange or anything like that. So,
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. When do you feel like it took off? Like, I feel like we all, like, if we're out here doing this, everyone's got that moment or that one video where they're like, whoa, people are watching. Oh my God. Was it a slow trickle at first? You put a couple videos out there kind of doing your thing and people maybe didn't respond right away, and then you had one and the floodgates opened, or is that a moment in your mind, or was it kind of a slow drip?
I'd say it was definitely a slow drip, but there's definitely a video that I can recall that kind of,
springboarded the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Is it your most viewed video, or do you have one since then that's past it?
It's not my most viewed video, but at that time it was.
Okay. Yeah.
Are you not proud of this video? Like I don't bring anything up that you don't want to talk about, but
No. So I made a video. It's like a 2-part thing. I'll make it quick, but I made a video just doing a silly bit of an E4 getting arrested in Mexico, and then it cuts to the first sergeant. And like the E4 is basically saying she was beautiful, she was gorgeous, this is amazing, he's in jail. And then it cuts to the first sergeant and they have a stone cold look on their face, right? That video got sent without my knowing to my commander.
Oh no.
Okay, and this is how that happened. So she was my flight commander, right? Awesome lieutenant colonel. And so she comes in and she comes in the office and she goes, "Hey, hamster." And I go, "Oh my God. She used my name. It's over for me. I kept it so DL, nobody knows." And she goes, "My brother sent this to me saying, ha ha ha, like this is what you have to deal with," not knowing I was her troop. And so she responds, "You have no idea that's what I have to deal with." So she comes in, she tells me this, and then that night I go and I make a video. And it's just like a quarter of my face. It's like just my eyes. And I'm basically going, "Hi, I'm a medic in the military. One of you sent a video to your sister who's a lieutenant colonel." And I like gave her description kind of. I was like, she recently got promoted. She won an award that was the only nursing award for all branches, not just the Air Force, all branches. And she was first to promote for lieutenant colonel. And funny enough, all of her people, based on that description, knew exactly who she was. So then it just became this big thing, and that was the video. That was the one that just ruined me, because everybody was sending it to every military person that they knew, and then it was just, all right, I have to embrace it. This is it. I was
can't turn back now.
I was sweating so bad when she came in. Was like, she didn't say airman. She said, "What's going on, hamster?" I was like, "Oh my God, I want to throw up in my mouth."
Whoop.
Was she cool about it, or did it make things weird? Like, how does she handle it?
She was very supportive. She actually got legal to approve me to make content, military legal, which is pretty awesome. And she told me to keep doing it, and I was doing a good job. And I think what saved me was it was always very clean, and I abided by OPSEC to the T, because I was petrified from when my drill sergeant told us that for everyone doing social media, we have to do OPSEC, otherwise we're going to get put in Guantanamo Bay. So I just did that. And that's how that is.
What is that? What is OPSEC?
It's operational security. It's basically not, there's secrets. There's stuff you can put out.
Don't put all the top secret stuff out on Instagram.
For me, it's like, where are these launchers at, right? Like, we don't want to tell people where those are in the world, because that's operational security, right? It's OPSEC. I'm guessing for Hammy's part, it probably has more to do with specific practices, and then the obvious stuff. I'm guessing like HIPAA and stuff like that. I'm not in the medical field at all, so I'm just guessing.
Yeah. So HIPAA is huge, of course. I'm more scared of HIPAA than the DoD. I'm more scared of that.
It'll get you.
But also just keeping my name tape off, keeping my the patch for my base, keeping that off, or like my unit off. Keeping those not included, staying basically sterile, was kind of the biggest thing that probably, looking back, let her, and then I mean it went all the way. My whole leadership day, it was over for me. I was so scared to go in the commander's hallway. They would go, "What's going on, Warhamster?" And I'd sweat immediately. I don't handle well.
Do you so I know you're kind of you're out of the military now. Is that okay to say? Right? I think.
Of course.
Yeah. I think you've announced that at this point. Do you, or at least when you were still making content in a uniform, did you start like going places like the BX or anything like that, and people are like, "Warhamster, hey," did that ever happen for you? Did you ever get spotted in the wild or?
Yes, it happened at the gym, and I didn't realize it was happening until somebody approached me and asked me, and then I just stopped going anywhere. I stopped going to the BX. I stopped going to the gym. I stopped. I don't like it. I'm so shy, and like, it's just when people think they recognize you at the gym, they look at you the same way as if you just stole their piece of equipment from them. And they're like looking at you.
They do.
And they're like, "When are you going to get off?" So you're kind of like, "Oh my God." Like this person's staring at me. They're not.
The best among them, the angels will come up and say, "Hey, I saw your video. You're very funny."
Yeah.
The hardest ones, and they're not bad. Maybe they're shy. I'm shy. I get that too. I'm an introvert big time. But it's when you know someone has spotted you and they don't say a word, and you're just like, and you look at them and they're just averting their eyeballs the whole time. And it's like you almost want to be like
a picture of you across the gym, all zoomed in.
I don't think I've ever told you this story. Maybe I did, Cody. I went to Buffalo Wild Wings to have dinner one night. It was me and one other person. I went to Buffalo Wild Wings to have dinner. And I got spotted there, but no one said anything to me while I was sitting there eating. I make it home, sitting on my couch, pull out my phone, open it up, and there is a video on TikTok of me from across the restaurant eating my dinner.
God.
And I felt extremely uncomfortable. And I commented, I was like, "You could have said hi." Like, that would have been a million times less weird than what you have done with this. And they deleted the video, and I felt bad. I didn't mean to bust them out, but also that was creepy, right? Like, I felt like it felt like in a assassin movie when they hand you your own like headshot from across the street, like you're being tracked. Like, I was like, I don't want that. I don't want this. Just come say hello, or I don't know. Yeah, but anyway, I get it. Struggle's real.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
So if you see Warhamster in person, do not approach.
Yell from afar and go, "Hey, Warhamster!" And
Hammy!
You don't recognize the face either. You don't recognize the face. You know, it's a person. It's a stranger. You don't but they recognize you, and you're like, "Oh, I forgot someone."
They feel like they know you, but to you, they are a complete stranger.
Yeah.
And it catches me off guard. So yeah, I stopped. And this, not that it was bad or anything. I mean, that was a workout for my heart more so than the workout itself. It was just.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Like you know, if someone enjoys what you make and they come to you and are like, "I like the thing you made," you don't want to give them, like I always think of like you hear horror stories about like people who wanted to take a picture with a celebrity and they were like, "No," you know what I mean? And not,
fuck off.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not like we're movie stars, but like if someone's watching something that I posted, I was like, "Hey, I want people to watch this," and they're like, "I enjoyed that thing." You want to give them a good experience of like, "I'm glad you enjoyed that thing. Let's take a selfie." But it can be a lot, and especially if you're not having a great day, not to dissuade people from doing that, but it is like, even on a good day, those moments are, my heart's doing this as much as yours is a little bit, that someone would walk up and say, "Oh my gosh, I'm a huge fan," or anything like that. So it matters. It gets a vote.
Don't take pictures from across the gym.
Yeah, don't do that, though. Oh, my God.
Or across the Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, out of the question. Now that you're out, like I know you've kept things, while you were in the uniform, obviously you're trying to keep things kind of above board, legally or whatever, just to kind of avoid not necessarily getting in trouble, but you strike me as a person who just doesn't want to make trouble. And I enjoy that because I think we have enough trouble, honestly. Do you have like kind of an internal coda as far as like the content you want to make? Because it is very, it's wholesome, but not in a way that it's like prudish. It's wholesome in a way that is like, this seems specifically designed to make me smile and make me think about my personal care and health care and mental health care and stuff like that. Do you have like kind of an overarching strategy, I guess, when you're making your content? It sounds like a weird question. Like if someone were to ask me that, I'd be like, not really. But I'm gonna ask you because you seem a lot more dialed in than me, I guess, Hammy.
No, what are you talking about? What do you mean you're not dialed in? Is that a joke?
No, it's not a joke.
How dare you
I
talk
am
about yourself
legitimate day-to-day shooting from the hip, making my
this
content.
This guy shoots from the hip more than anybody you've ever met.
What the heck?
Hammy, this whole podcast yesterday was like, this would be a good idea. Hammy, I am flying on a wing and a prayer right now. Straight
day to day.
That's how it works. That's the one thing I love about social media is when it comes to creativity, there's no freaking glass ceiling. There's no regs. There's no like nothing. Anything you think of, you can just freaking do, even if it's weird.
Sure.
It makes you smile. You just gotta do it.
Yeah.
Life's way too short.
I agree with that. But do you have like my thing is for me, I just want to make people laugh. That really is, like specifically, obviously, like I'm in the military and the military is kind of a drag. So how do we make that drag funny? Like, do you have, I don't know. I guess, I don't know. Like, what do you, when you get ready to make a video, like what mindset are you getting? What are you thinking about? What are the things that kind of key you in, especially on a good day where you're like, that's a great video, that's going to do well, or that's going to make people laugh, that's going to make the people that follow me happy or laugh or think or whatever. Do you have like a specific place you go, or is it kind of nebulous for you and you just kind of, just kind of guessing at it? I don't.
I'd say, such a deep question. It's not bad either. This is kind of silly, but when, like, if I use TikTok primarily to make my content,
sure,
I will go through the songs and the sounds, and then I'll see like a bit potentially in my head, or that reminds me, or I think this would be funny, and that's kind of the like what stimulates it, or I'll just like kind of have an idea, like I did one where it was like, this is your commander's brief for the holidays. And it was just a bunch of dancing and words on the screen. And I knew I wanted to do that, but I wanted to like find the right song. But really, I'm very kind of influenced by what I consume. So when I'm going to go make something, I'll just open myself to be able to consume a bunch of different sounds. And then that's generally how I make my stuff.
Excellent.
Yeah. Which I don't know if it's going to answer your question.
No, it does. Absolutely. Like I love music. Music often is a huge source of inspiration for me. And there's certain times where you just hear a sound or even a clip from a song. There's so many songs that I'm like, that's a good song, but I've only ever heard 15 seconds of it because of TikTok. You know what I mean? But it's just like, I know it's a banger inherently, and it's got this one hook in it that's just like, it's meaningful. It is meaningful. Mm-hmm. And there are moments from our life that you could kind of assign to that passage of music in a weird way. So no, that makes complete sense, and I think you're doing a great job, kind of maximizing on that for your content. Yeah. Last question before we'll kick over to some write-ins here before this, because I know we got a lot of questions from you. What in the future? Where do you see your trajectory kind of taking you as far as your content? I know you've started recently kind of branching out with some ASMR content, which I love. I think that's a great thing.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. ASMR in general for me has been for me personally, helps me sleep. helps me.
Really?
I try to meditate. I'm going to throw up quotes for that. Meditate. I don't follow meditation necessarily, but I do need specific audio cues to help me kind of enter into a place of calm. So I think that's a wonderful thing that you're doing there. But like with that included, is that where you kind of see the trajectory of the War Hamster machine kind of heading in the future, or do you have other plans?
In the near future, I would say, kind of like expanding, maybe finding other ways to kind of be more interactive with people. But like in my heart of hearts, there's so many things I would love to be better about the military. There's so much things about like PTSD, things like that, the VA.
Pie in the sky. Like big dreams here. What are you wishing for?
I mean, I wouldn't have any control over it, but if there is a way, because you kind of start at the top with the military and then everything trickles down. I think that it's very sad that we have, people that are, boots on the ground, breacher kind of people, and, they make kind of basically bare minimum, and then when they get out after they've spent many years becoming like lethal individuals, they're now put in this place where they have to figure out how to financially provide because nothing transfers, and that that job doesn't transfer to the civilian side, and that breaks my heart that we don't have something better. That's super sad to me. I think the sleep issues, the veteran loneliness community is very real. If there's a way to do anything about that. And I think that the military kind of plays around with money and makes contracts with things that don't necessarily deliver instead of giving it to people that would lead them to given retention. Like if you're going to be a boots on the ground person, at least give them enough to where they'd be able to be comfortable the rest of their lives and not making the same as, I'll just say like a medic that never deploys, never does anything, but they're out like breaching doors, they're losing their battle buddies. Like that's kind of like the biggest thing I would say.
Certainly. Yeah. I think
so much.
There's a lot of revenue like focused on the the rock thing is an easy kind of thing, but like that's getting them in the door. What kind of money are we spending to get them out the door? You know what I mean? What are we doing when they've done what we essentially coerce them to do? What are we doing for them on the back end? I think that's wonderful that you're thinking about that stuff. So
yeah.
Nobody knows how to fix it though. No, we all want it better, but
I think you kind of hit on it, right? Like we got to look at the checkbook and we just got to see like, hey, where is this money really being spent? Where are we getting the biggest dividends for it? Yeah, we want to get people in. We got to maintain a force, but also we've got to incentivize those numbers somehow. And I think a big piece of how we incentivize it is we make. I'm not saying that your time in has got to be free. It's got to just be, hey, free chicken, free college, and come hang out and do your time and walk. Because at the end of the day, we all sign up to deal with some degree of hardship. But hey, we can take care of you if you get hurt or if you see some things that keep you from sleeping at night. You know what I mean? There's money that's there that's being spent on The Rock or Jonathan Majors making a video that gets seen 18 times before it gets taken down for whatever reason. We can probably reappropriate those funds to take care of people that deserve it. You know what I mean? So I think that initiative, I think that trajectory for you makes complete sense as a veteran healthcare provider. And I want you to say I think that's wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
I do too. Very nice.
Excellent. We're pushing up against our backstop here, but I do want to get some questions in if you got some time, Hammy.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. Cody, do you...
Sorry. I'm sorry.
No.
Oh, sorry.
That is not your fault
oh my God.
At all. We're having a good time. When we're podcasting long, it's because we're enjoying it. If we have a 45-minute episode, it's because it's like, man, they weren't feeling it this week. If they have an hour and a half long episode, you're like, man, they were on a roll. So, yeah.
If we told you we usually go an hour and we were done at 30 minutes, that would have been embarrassing.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I'd feel so. Oh gosh.
No.
We would have been embarrassed.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
We would have been embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like, well, that didn't go very well.
No. This has been what a delight it's been. Let's get some questions in. You had a lot of people rush over and send some questions in. I'd hate to leave them hanging. Cody, you want to
see a lot of new faces in here?
We do. Yeah. Do the honors.
I'll do it as usual. We don't pre-read, so who knows?
Coming in cold. Better be appropriate.
Oh boy. No.
Do we have anything that we call the War Hamster followers?
Warhamster Army, I guess, is the.
All right.
Yeah.
The hamster. What is a group of hamsters?
Oh, I think it's something
Hamsty.
actually really cute. It's something really cute. I forgot what it is, but it's really
A
cute.
jiggle of hamsters.
Is that what it is?
No, I just made that up.
It's something. We'll put it in the comments afterwards.
Yeah.
What is multiple hamsters?
It's like a group of hamsters or something.
Multiple hamsters can be.
I know, do you know?
That did not give me the answer I was looking for.
What do you refer to as a group of hamsters?
Well, like a group of crows is called a murder.
Yeah, I'm not that cool.
Well, yeah. Well, you're not war crow.
It's not a
We have to
murder of
figure this out.
hamsters. Could you imagine?
A horde.
A horde
of
thank
hamster.
you.
That's
Let's
pretty
go.
cool.
All right, hamster horde. Show us what you got.
All right. From the horde.
All right.
We actually have a few of our guys in here. Okay, Edward. I'm just going down, starting from the top here. Edward Pelou for War Hamster. Do you play games? If so, what is your go-to?
Oh, it depends on the day of the week, but right now I'm playing.
Tuesday.
Yes, I play games, PC. I'm playing Fields of Mystria, and I'm waiting until Civ 7 comes out to play Civ for the first time.
Oh wow, yeah. Civilization is having kind of another game that's kind of having a renaissance right now.
Yep.
Do you? What was I watching you play that one day? It was started with an E. It's like Diablo, but it's not Diablo.
Path of Exile.
Path of Exile. There we
I
go.
love that game.
Okay.
God.
Kind of a top-down, clicking, looting.
Oh, it's
questing.
so good. It's my first game playing that before, and it was so addictive. Oh, I became so powerful. I was murdering groups of people. I loved it.
Murdering hordes of people, even.
Hordes of people.
Well done.
Very interesting. Oh, very nice. From Terrific for War Hamster. Do you still require a quill?
Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
No, I do not require a quill. I have one.
What does that mean?
Was it
Literally
mean by that?
this. I said I wanted to get. It's a quill.
It's an ink quill.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
It's got a little stopper on it.
Eh.
Did you at one point require one?
I said there's a bit I wanted to do. I haven't done it yet. It's a joke ASMR thing. I was like, I want a quill, and it was $2. And chat was basically like, we must fund her quill. And I was like, it's $2, guys. I'll be fine.
How's your handwriting?
Crowdfunded.
How's your handwriting? Drop the handwriting skill right now.
Fantastic, lovely,
Yeah?
elegant, gorgeous. Yes.
That's the most confident you've sounded all night, and I'm going to take that to mean you have
oh my God! Stop it, but keep
exquisite handwriting. My
It
hand
looks like it was written with a quill, I'm sure.
Yeah, my handwriting is an affront to the Lord. So, congratulations.
What does that mean?
It's bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a doctor handwriting. That's perfect. It's well educated.
That's even worse because I'm not a doctor. Yeah.
It's over.
No, I just have bad
I have the handwriting of a 3-year-old.
Come on.
Yeah.
Boys don't care about handwriting.
No.
Actually, you know what? I did see. This is a quick aside. I saw my boss taking notes. He doesn't listen to the show. He's a good friend though. I saw him taking notes. You know, just like regular, like ruled, like notebook paper. You know, like the space between the lines. He writes. He cuts that in half and writes his notes half.
Oh, he's one of those.
He's one of those. His letters are so tiny. It's like 7-point font.
But is it nice, tight handwriting? Like, is it just like perfect font?
It's like type, dude. I wanted to tackle him. I was so mad that his handwriting was so good. I was like, "You're a boy. It's supposed to be bad." Anyway, yeah. All right. All right,
man.
All right. What do we got?
Thanks, terrific. From Lula for War Hamster. What kind of tea is your favorite?
Oh, we got a tea drinker.
Ooh, lemon and orange.
Lemon and
orange tea.
Yeah, it tastes like, you guys know those oranges with the chocolate around it?
Oh.
It's like a kid's candy.
Yeah.
Chocolate. Yeah, it tastes like that. It's so good, and I put a disgusting amount of sugar in it and creamer, and I heat it all up, and it's just like a cake. It's so good.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, it's great.
All right.
It's like dessert.
That sounds great. I might have to have some of that tonight.
I'm a chamomile guy. I love chamomile and lemon.
That's good for sleep.
It is supposed to be good. It's a good nighttime tea.
And it's good for your kidneys. Lemon's really good for your kidneys.
Is it? That's good. I don't know. My kidneys could probably use the break.
I like sweet tea.
I'm
a Lipton guy.
Yeah. Some Southern sweet tea.
I thought you were drinking hot tea. No, am I thinking of someone else? You're not drinking hot tea?
Not me.
Okay, yeah.
Who are you getting me confused with?
Not me.
Guess again.
The wrong guy.
The wrong guy.
Thank you, Lula. Fazzello, what made you get into content creating? We kind of touched base on that. I told you I don't pre-read. Do you feel like we covered that already, or do you want to re-answer?
Mm-hmm.
Good question.
Cool. Thanks,
Excellent
Fazzello.
question. Fantastic
We
question.
knew that was coming. That's why we,
We answered it in the future.
Yep.
From Shaded Mischief. In regard to having been in the military, if you had to go back and do it all over again, would you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
Josh,
would you do it all over again?
Would I do it all over again? Are you asking me? Yeah.
I'm asking you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Not as confident as
Your face changed 5 times when you said yes.
I think I would have, when I was younger, I would have done more of the schools. I would have, now that I'm getting older, it's just all the jumping out of airplanes and all that stuff. I really wanted to go to Ranger School. That was one thing I really wanted to do, but as a 17-year CW3, it just doesn't make sense, like, for my branch to do that. It would be a very selfish endeavor, but I legitimately wanted to go to Ranger School at one point, and I was ready. Like, I felt ready. I was fit, and I was healthy. And not that I'm fine now, but I ain't going to Ranger School. But yeah, there's things I would have done in my career at an earlier stage. Absolutely. But yeah, I'd do it all again, I guess. Yeah. Why not?
All right.
Fun time.
Thanks, Shaded Mischief.
Shitted mischief.
Snake bite pain. Yeah, I know. I kind of bungled that. I'll let Chief answer for the show, but speaking as retired USAF, the military is the greatest job I would never do again. So it's kind of in line with the top one.
Damn.
What is USAF?
Air Force.
Air Force. Duh, okay, as I said.
No, that's all right. Cody's a civvy, so some of these acronyms are lost on him.
Like mod, or what did we say earlier? OpTech. OPSEC. Yeah.
Oh my God. Good job. Good job.
Only you can prevent OpTech violations.
The Army saves so much time by going with OPSEC.
I'll ask this real quick, Hammy. Did you a specific thing that brought you into the Air Force? The Army's got medics. The Navy's got corpsmen. Was it a specific thing you wanted? Did you go VFR direct into the Air Force recruiting office and said that's where I want to be?
I did, yes. Both my parents were Air Force linguists, Arabic, French, Russian, and I was brainwashed as a very young child to, if I ever thought to join, my dad stared into my soul when I was very young and said, "You will never join anything but the Air Force, should you ever choose."
Wow. Okay.
And, that was my motive.
Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Yeah. You were, hey. I tried joining the Air Force and they saw my tattoos and they were like, yeah, you need to go next door. So
you need to go next door.
Yeah. It was a
long
time
still
ago.
Like that?
No. This was many years ago and they were like, we only take pure-blooded people.
What about the Navy? How do y'all feel about, as you non-Naviers, how do you feel about the Navy?
Hammy's face.
Or maybe that's what I need.
I'll say this about the Navy, because I spent this is like always my biggest flex. I always love telling the story. I spent 10 days underway on the USS Ronald Reagan.
Ooh.
The Navy is a very disciplined and efficient organization. I'm sure anyone who's in or has been in the Navy would be like, oh yeah, well, you're joking, all that stuff. But coming from the Army, especially watching flight deck operations, it is a highly disciplined and highly efficient organization. So there is a part of me that absolutely has an admiration and appreciation for the Navy. Spending 5 months on a ship? No thanks. Big time. Like,
anything to add, Hammy, or does that sum it up?
All I will say is that the Navy has a stereotype, and I did not believe it until I was at Fort Sam Houston, and I was going back for a class, and the Navy, all in their little gaggle of gooseness of themselves.
They're horde.
Love the Navy, have friends in the Navy. Navy's great. They held the door, and all the guys were like slapping each other's butts on the way in, and just like going all the way in, and then like making these sounds, and just like moaning through. And I was just in shock, like, I was like, okay, that's why we have those stereotypes.
It's not a stereotype.
Feeding into it, and I was like,
"Hoo boy!
Oh my god!"
It's the legends are true.
That's what it felt like. I was like, I get it now. I get it.
Oh man,
I love the Navy. Navy's great.
We love the Navy.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Go Navy.
Go Navy.
All right, LT Crab Cake for War Hamster. Coming up on a year out of the military, how has it gone? Any surprises or words of wisdom for those getting out?
That's a good question. Yeah. How's your time out been?
It's been good. It's been
just look at her, living her best life.
No, don't be fooled by the sparkly lights. I'd say it's, joining the military was the best decision I ever made, and then my second best decision was getting out. It is what it is. There's definitely like that kind of, loneliness after getting out, the camaraderie a little bit, but I think I specifically had it easier because I was already, surrounded by other military content creators, by, people who were, a fan of my stuff. So it, like, the inside jokes, the negging each other on, the military jokes never really left. But that, like, camaraderie thing is very real, and I can see why it would lead to a lot of depression and stuff like that for veterans too. And the VA is not nice. So,
So we've heard.
Mm-hmm. And that's coming from medical. Okay. Yeah. That's coming from me.
Hey, who's going to know better than you? Honestly.
I am so qualified, but still, wow. Oh boy.
This is not how you run a medical institution.
Expert level life if you're going through the VA.
Great question.
Good question.
Great question.
LT Crab Cake.
Let's hit two more. Let's hit two more.
Okay, two more.
All right.
Cold Brew Ghost for War Hamster. As someone who has been streaming for less than a year, but has seen amazing growth, what lessons have you learned or tips and tricks you would share to someone who wants to start streaming? What are your secrets?
Have a fan in your room. If you don't, you will sweat profusely on camera. I learned that from my very first. I did not know how hot computers get. I was mistaken, and it caught me off guard.
That has got to be one of the smartest things that's ever been said on this podcast in my life. That is sage advice. If you're going to be locked in at your computer, period, for a long period of time, you need a breeze, and not just up here. Not just up here. You need a knee breeze.
Dude, I got a fan on the floor pointed right up right now, full blast.
Oh my
Pretty
god.
Great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say fan for sure, and then you probably have to like be yourself. If I'm like when I want to stream but I have so much going on, I will go live and I'll say, guys, I'm so anxious, I cannot stream today. I'm so sorry. And then I'll be on for like 5-10 minutes and then I just like get off. When you're sick, got to take time off. But I think just being yourself and then enjoying and getting to know, the people that are engaging with you is super I wouldn't just say helpful. I'd say it's honestly nice. It makes you feel like you're not trapped in a room looking at a screen.
Yeah.
It feels like you're talking to people.
It does.
And that's, yeah.
Games are a nice, I will say this, games are a nice shared experience. So when you have someone who can kind of converse with you and be like, oh, I love this game. I love the first one. I love this level. I can't, or if you, anytime you can kind of talk about that enjoyment with people, it definitely, like you said, it makes you feel like you're not in the room alone staring at a screen. So, yeah. Love it.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Great
we
stuff.
technically only have one more.
Oh, splendid.
Unless I'm just missing them. Tell me if this is too double dippy, like we've already talked about it. From Crawley. To add to what Fazello asked, any noteworthy reasons that led you to creating... You know what? That feels like the same question. Creating TikTok, Instagram, and or Twitch social media accounts.
Oh.
I don't know if they're asking about those platforms specifically. Is that kind of what they're asking?
Well, let me rephrase this because Hammy and I both do this. Diversifying, was that... Because that was not something that I thought of initially. Like, I remember not thinking like, oh, I don't really need to care about Instagram or YouTube or anything because TikTok's going great. When did you get the sense that like, oh, I got to start spreading my net here, casting a wider net? Was that a moment for you, or were you kind of just like, nope, I need to do that?
I created accounts everywhere across the board, all together for all the ones I could think of.
Sure.
But just my name didn't get taken. But
got to lock down that War Hamster IP.
I gotta keep it locked in.
There you go. Trademark.
Probably like every 6 months, I started to think of a different thing. So TikTok, and then Instagram, and then Instagram to YouTube, and then when I was getting out, I knew I wanted to engage more with people, and so that's kind of what led me to Twitch.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
They also added. I'm sorry.
Oh no! Go ahead, Cody.
Only you may know what this means. In all capital letters, #overthinking gang.
No, boy. No.
Does that mean anything to you?
Yeah, I do it a lot.
Oh.
So.
Yeah. You got any open positions? Because.
My God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could join that gang tomorrow. No. Yeah. No. I think for me it was also like an incremental approach. It's like, thinking like, I don't even know if I'd hit over here, because each platform has a different audience. Instagram has a different audience than YouTube, than Facebook, than like I'm just kind of this year breaking into Twitter, X or whatever, Twitter for the first time.
Yeah, completely
different audience. Like,
how is that going?
The people that watch it really enjoy it and really engage with it. I will tell you, I vehemently resist the urge to scroll on Twitter because it's scary. It's the Wild West over there.
Yep.
Straight up. And if you're having a good time, don't get on Twitter and you'll keep having a good time. Straight up. It is.
There's like no restrictions on Twitter.
No.
None.
No rules, partner.
Twitter scares me.
It's
like the Bermuda Triangle. You just don't know.
Yeah. And I've not gotten like people commenting on my stuff have not been severely like out of pocket, just been, being rude in the way that they typically are. It is the stuff that I see other people posting and I'm like, I don't know, like we're headed as a society. This is not good. So yeah, it's, buyer beware. Just,
Thanks for all the write-ins. Those were actually really good questions.
Yeah. Super huge thanks to we'll call them the Horde. We'll go with the Horde.
That's a really cool nickname.
It sounds strong.
It's very metal. Yeah, it's very rock and roll, baby. I like it. No, super huge thanks to all the hamster hoarders out there who pulled up and gave us some great questions. Hopefully we got to everyone and got them answered to the desired degree. I want to just a huge thanks to WarHamster for tuning in on short notice with us this week. I feel like.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you.
Yeah, no. It's huge for us too.
Thank you.
You've been out here for a long time doing great stuff, and I love what you do, and I think you're heading in a great direction. So, big props.
Thanks, Chief.
Yeah.
Round of applause.
Take it. Last thing before we end it here, do you have anything that you want to plug, promote, or just where people can find you in general?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
I got TikTok, Instagram, Warhamster06. Oh, no, not 06. 06 is a scam. Warhamster 6. That's the right one.
That's right.
Right.
Only a 0 separates the scam.
That's right. Do not be deceived.
Do not be deceived by the 0.
Yeah. The false hamster profit. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But seriously, thank you for having me on. This was fun. This is my first one.
Oh, man.
So I was a little nervous. I tried to be as relaxed and as perceptively possible.
No, you nailed it.
You did great. This was so much fun.
You nailed it. Yeah. No, you were a great guest. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. And we'll link to all your platforms below as well in the description. Yeah. For those of you listening, we want to say thank you for checking in with us. If you like the episode, again, please subscribe, follow, leave a comment, do all that stuff. We love you. I just want to wish you all little Baja blessings on your tiny heads. We love you. Hammy getting in on some of the Baja blessings. Look at that.
I'm following the group.
I love it.
I don't know what it means, but I'm following it.
It's a good thing. Don't worry. There's nothing. It's all good. If you get Baja blessed, you had a good day. Let's say that.
Oh boy.
Hey,
I like a good Colt.
Thank you for listening. My fists are hungry. Get fisted. We'll see you next week.
Bye.